Hello friends, my name is Dalit Soni and you are watching Target MPPSC 2024. As you know that exams are around the corner, it is scheduled on 23rd of June. Considering that we have started this series, that is Target MPPSC 2024, wherein we will be having two kind of series. One will be related to your current affairs and other important topics, and second will be your PYQ series. So in today's episode, we will start with the PYQ series. It will be the first one. So let's start. So question number 1 is, Panna district of Madhya Pradesh is famous for which mineral? Manganese, marble, mica and diamonds. So option D is your right answer. We know that Panna is famous for diamonds. Here you can talk about, when you are talking about the location of Panna, here you can see this is Panna district over here. Okay, and Panna district of Madhya Pradesh is famous for, you can say by the name, that is city of diamonds. Panna itself is a stone. Okay, so that is known for the city, known as the city of diamonds. It is situated between the mountain ranges of the Vindhyachal and northeastern part of the Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so this is northeastern part of Madhya Pradesh. And when we are talking about India, we have India's only mine, a diamond mine, which is there in Madhya Pradesh, that is in Panna. Okay, originally a Gond settlement up to 13th century was there, and Panna was made the capital by Raja Chhatrasal Bundela. Okay, you must have heard about this particular king. Okay, during the reign of Alauddin Khilji as well. So that is about this particular area, that is Panna. Earlier there used to be a Gond settlement. Okay, please remember that. Then question number 2 says Chambal Canal irrigation project is related with Sindh Basin, Ganga Basin, Yamuna Basin and Tapti Basin. So option C is your right answer, because we know that Chambal is basically a tributary of Yamuna. Okay, so that is why it becomes important for us. And Chambal is flowing through three states, that is Rajasthan, UP and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so afterwards it merges with the Yamuna river. Now here you can see the Chambal Canal irrigation project is related to Yamuna Basin. Chambal Valley project is a joint venture of the state of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, when we are talking about Chambal Valley project, it is in joint venture of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, and there are some dams which are there, like Gandhi Sagar Dam, Rana Pratap Sagar Dam, Kota Barrage, Jawar Sagar Dam. All these are built on the Chambal river. Okay, so here you can see, when we are talking about the rivers of Madhya Pradesh, specifically there are 2-3 rivers which are very important, that is Narmada, then there is Tapi, then we have Chambal, then we have Ken, we have Betwa, okay, when we have Shipra. So these are the rivers which are important for you, and from exam point of view you should know about these rivers. When we are talking about Chambal originates from Sringar Chauri. Okay, it is a place in your Vindhya ranges. Okay, so that is basically Singar Chauri. Okay, so here you can see Chambal is going through this particular area, that is having some part in Rajasthan as well as Madhya Pradesh. And okay, otherwise here you can see in UP it will merge with Yamuna. Okay, there are certain barrages like Rana Pratap Sagar, Gandhi Sagar. Okay, so these are important for you. And when you are talking about Narmada, here you can see this is basically you can see Narmada river. Okay, and then Tapi is here. Tapi is moving parallel to Narmada, and these are both west flowing rivers, so that is why it becomes important for you. Okay, this is your Ken river, this is Betwa. We have a river linking project between Ken and Betwa, and under which this Panna Tiger Reserve is also important, because this project is affecting Panna in a certain way, so it has been in news. Now moving further, Jawar Sagar hydroelectricity project is situated on which river? We just saw that it is on the Chambal river. Okay, we just saw over here. So here you can see Jawar Sagar is present. So you can go through this particular you can say explanation. As I told you, Chambal is a tributary of Yamuna river, and Sringar Chauri is the peak in Vindhya ranges from which this particular river is originating, and this river is flowing through Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh. Okay, now moving further, main crop of Madhya Pradesh is, okay, rice, wheat, maize and bajra. So Madhya Pradesh is basically famous for soya and wheat. Okay, so option B is your right answer. Here you can say main crops of Madhya Pradesh is wheat. Soyabean and wheat are two main crops grown in the state. The economy of Madhya Pradesh is primarily agricultural based, because you know that there are various tribes which are living in Madhya Pradesh as well. And other important food crops are sorghum, wheat, rice, coarse and coarse grains. Okay, now moving further, question number 5. Which is the highest award given by Madhya Pradesh government to the sport coaches mentioned below? Dronacharya Award, Vikram Award, Eklavya Award and Vishwamitra Award. So when we are talking about the sports coaches, the Vishwamitra Award is given to sports coaches. Okay. So here you can see, when we are talking about the highest award given in Madhya Pradesh to the sport coaches, it is Vishwamitra. It includes a prize money of nearly 2 lakh rupees. Okay, and there are certain other awards in the, you can say, sport category. Okay, so Vikram Award is there, Eklavya Award is there, Vishwamitra Award is there, Lifetime Achievement Award, and the Prabhas Joshi Award. We will talk about these awards in the, the other series, current affairs series, wherein we will be talking about awards, sports, etc. Okay, so keep a tap on that. Now moving further. Question number 6 says, where does headquarters of International Olympic Committee is situated? Vienna, Lausanne, Geneva, Madrid. Okay. Option B is your right answer. When we are talking about the headquarters of the International Olympic Committee, it is in Lausanne. So International Olympic Committee (IOC) is having headquarters in Lausanne, Switzerland. It is a non-governmental international organization under the Swiss Federation. Okay, it acts as a supreme authority to organize summer, winter, and the youth Olympic Games. Now, question number 7. Madhya Pradesh Archery Academy, established by the Department of Sports and Youth Welfare, is situated in A. Bhopal, Indore, Jabalpur, Jhabua. When we are talking about this Archery Academy, it is situated in Jabalpur. Option C is your right answer. Here you can see Madhya Pradesh Archery Academy, established by the Department of Sports and Youth Welfare, is situated in Jabalpur. Jabalpur. It was established in October 2013. Question number 8 says that within how many days the appeal can be made by agreed person by decision of the National Green Tribunal to Supreme Court? 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, 90 days. Option D is your right answer. 90 days. See, these are one-liner questions. There is nothing more to talk about. So option D is your right answer over here. When we are talking about the NGT or the National Green Tribunal, and when we are talking about the appeal to Supreme Court against the decision of National Green Tribunal, there is a window of 90 days under which agreed person has to go for the appeal. Okay. Now, tribunal has power to review its own decision, like other courts. When we are talking about High Court and Supreme Court, they can review their own decisions. National Green Tribunal is a specialized body that was formed for effective and the expeditious disposal of the cases which are related to the protection and the conservation of the environment, forest, and the other natural resources. By the name, that is National Green Tribunal, it is clear that it is for the environment. Okay, and it was found under NGT Act 2010. Now, this is important for you. Question number 9, under which law the State Food Commission is established? Okay, so National Food Security Act 2013, 2019, 20, or none of the above. So when we are talking about the Food Commission, which was established in the Act of 2013, it is also you can say called an Act for the food security in India. Okay, so option A is your right answer. So here you can say in 2017, the State Food Commission of Madhya Pradesh was set up under the National Food Security Act 2013. National Food Security Act 2013 is also known as Right to Food Act, is an parliamentary act which aims to provide subsidized food grains to the approximately 2/3 of the country's 1.4 billion population. Okay, now moving further, question number 10, who was the original founder of Bhopal state? Dost Muhammad Khan, Nawab Hamidullah Khan, Nar Muhammad Khan, Yasin Muhammad Khan. Okay, so when we are talking about the founder of Bhopal state, that is Dost Muhammad Khan. Option A is the right answer. So here you can see the state of Bhopal was established by Dost Muhammad Khan in basically 1724. He was an Afghan soldier. Okay, and he rose to prominence by taking advantage of the disintegration of the Mughal Empire. When we are talking about 1707, that is when the Aurangzeb died. Okay, after the death of Aurangzeb, we have seen that the Mughal Empire was disintegrating, and he took the advantage and established the state of Bhopal. Dost Muhammad established the capital 10 kilometers away from the modern Bhopal, that is Jagdishpur, and then he has named it to Islamanagar. Okay. Now moving further, question number 11. Where was the capital of Raja Veer Singh Dev located? That is Bandhavgarh, Gahura, Naroki Gardi, and Garha Mandla. Okay, so option B is the right answer. That is Gahura. So Raja Veer Singh has established capital in Gahura. So here you can say Maharaja Veer Singh Bundela was the ruler of Orchha region, and his period was described as the golden period in the history of Bundela dynasty. Okay, that is the timeline. That is 1605 to 1627. And his capital was Gahora. Large number of buildings were constructed during this particular time. Okay, as I told you, this is the golden period, so the architecture flourished in this particular time. Question number 12. Who said that the victory of Mandu was the key victory of South? Malik Kafur, Sheetal Dev, Inu Malik Multani, and Amir Khusro. So when we are talking about this particular statement, victory of Mandu was the victory of South, it was made by Amir Khusro. Okay. So Amir Khusro was a poet and he was also a diplomat. He was also an officer in the service of Iltutmish. Afterwards, he has served various, you can say sultans at that point of time during the Delhi Sultanate. Amir Khusro said that the victory of Mandu was the key victory of, you can say, South, and he was officer in the service of Iltutmish. He was Sultan of Delhi, and afterwards he was, you can say, in the service of Sultan Ghiyasuddin Balban, and then his son Muhammad Khan of Multan. Okay. And when we are talking about the Mandu, city of Mandu is basically a very prominent heritage site wherein there are various, you can say, heritage and architectural evidence which are, present over there. That is Rani Roopmati Pavilion, Hoshang Shah's tomb, Baj Bahadur Place, Hindora Meher. All these things are quite prominent, and it is located in the Malwa region. Bhimbetka was discovered by Dr. H.D. Sankla, Dr. Shyam Sundar Nigam, Dr. Vishnu Vankankar, and Dr. Rajbali Pandey. So when we are talking about Bhimbetka, so it is discovered by, you can say, Dr. Vishnudhar Vankankar, that is option C. Here you can say Bhimbetka was discovered by Dr. Vishnudhar Vankankar in 1957. Okay, before that it was considered to be a Buddhist site since you can say 1888. Okay, it was first mentioned as a Buddhist site in 1888. The Bhimbetka caves were also known as the earliest evidence of the human settlement in this part of the world. Okay, so that can be said that it is the oldest and the earliest evidence. Okay, and these are found in the foothills of the Vindhyan mountains. Okay, so that is about Bhimbetka. This is quite important. Then question number 14. Which is the most common tribe in Madhya Pradesh? Gond, Korku, Bhil, or Kol? Okay, so option C is the right answer when we are talking about the prominent tribe, that is Bhil. According to 2011, Bhil is the largest tribe of Madhya Pradesh. Why 2011? Because that was the last census. Okay. It constitutes nearly 39.08% of the total tribal population. And when we are talking about the other main groups of, you can say, Madhya Pradesh, Bhil, Gond, Kol, Korku, Saharia, Baiga, Baharia, then Sor, Pradhan, all these are basically tribal groups which are present in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Madhya Pradesh is having India's largest tribal population, so that is also an important fact. There are nearly 46 tribal groups which are living in Madhya Pradesh, accounting for 21% of the total population in India. Okay. Now moving further, question number 50. Match list 1 with list 2. You have to go for the correct answer. So here you can see there are some grasslands given in the first list, and second list there are countries in which they are known to be, called by this particular name. Okay. So steppes, prairies, velds, and downs. Okay, so when we are talking about steppes, they are basically known as grasslands are known as steppes in Russia. Okay, so here you can say in Russia. Then when we are talking about prairies, these are found in you can say your United States of America, that is one. Then velds are basically your South Africa. Okay, and then when we are talking about downs, they are from Australia. Okay, so 3, 1, 2, 4 is your right answer, that is option C. Okay, so if you know one of them also now, like if you know that steppes is called in Russia, so then also you can arrive at the option that is C. Okay, now moving further, here you can see this is the map which is given over here. Here you can say it is the part of Russia where we called it steppes. Then here in the African continent, here we called it savanna, and in the southern part, South African part, we called it velds. Okay, in Australia we called it downs, and in South America we called it pampas, and North America we called it prairies. Okay, so please remember all these names. Now moving further, which is known as the storehouse of the Indian minerals? Chota Nagpur Plateau, Bundelkhand Plateau, Malwa Plateau, and Baghelkhand Plateau. Okay, so option A is your right answer. When we are talking about the minerals, Indian minerals like iron, coal, etc., they are mostly found in the area of Chota Nagpur. You must have heard about the Singhbhum, etc. Okay, so option A is the right answer. Chota Nagpur Plateau is known as the storehouse of the minerals in India. It is basically covered in the area of Jharkhand, Odisha, MP, West Bengal, and Chhattisgarh. And this is a resource rich area when we are talking about the mica, bauxite, copper, iron ore, etc. Okay, and it is 90% of the country's minerals are actually found in this particular region. That is why it is called a storehouse of minerals in India. Now moving further, question number 17. Padma Shri Bhuri Bai famous for? Okay, so when we are talking about Bhuribai, she is famous for painting, music, dancing, and writing. Option A is your right answer. She is quite famous for paintings. Okay, Bhuribai is Indian Bhil painting artist. Okay, and she was the first person who has started to use this paper and the canvas in the Bhil community. Okay, and she has been awarded with the Padma Shri in 2021 by the Indian government. So that is why she is quite prominent, and she was born in the Pitol village of Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so that is important. Question number 18. Kailash Satyarthi, born in which district of Madhya Pradesh? Bhopal, Shehor, Indore, and Vidisha. So option D is your right answer. He was born in Vidisha, and Kailash Satyarthi is basically, you can say, a social reformer, social worker. Okay, and he belongs to Vidisha, and he is against the child labor, and he has also got the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, with Malala Yousafzai. So basically, please remember this particular name. He has got this prize in 2014. And he has this particular magazine that is called Sangharsh Jari Rahega. So please remember the name of the magazine as well. Question number 19. List an entry of 7th schedule of Indian Constitution related to the election of legislature of the state. Okay. List 1 entry 72, list 2 entry 27, list 2 entry 37, list 3 entry 32. Option C is your right answer, because list 2 of and entry 37 of the second list in the 7th schedule is basically talking about the elections of the legislature to state. So all these things are given over here. We have already talked about. When we are talking about the 7th schedule, it has 3 lists. One is related to your union, second is state, and third is concurrent. Okay, so when we are talking about union list, yeah, central government has power to frame laws. When we are talking about state list, state government has power to form laws. When we are talking about the concurrent list, on this topic, both of them can form a law, but if there is a, you can say, conflict in that, the state center's law will prevail. Okay, until unless the state's law get the presidential assent. Okay, now moving further. Question number 20. The Madhya Pradesh State Election Commission was constituted on 1st February 1994, 1st March 1994, 1st April 1994, 1st May 1994. Option A is your right answer, 1st February 1994. Okay, so here you can see Madhya Pradesh State Election Commission was constituted on 1st February 1994, and N.B. Lohani was the first chairman of the MP State Election Commission, and right now Basant Pratap Singh is the current chairman. Okay, now moving further. Question number 21. A joint state public service commission may be established for 2 or more states. A, if respective state agree in this regard. B, parliament appoints joint state public service commission by law. Both A and B, none of the above. Okay, so when we are talking about the joint state public service commission, for that state has to agree to it, and then parliament by law they can go for the you can say establishment of the joint state public service commission. So option C is your right answer. When we are talking about the joint state public service commission, they are made by the parliamentary law. They are made by the parliamentary law. So that is why they are not constitutional bodies. Okay, they are not constitutional bodies. They are statutory bodies. Okay, they are statutory bodies. So please remember this particular fact. On the other hand, when we are talking about UPSC or state PSCs, so these are basically your constitutional bodies. Okay, now moving further. So yeah, this is explained over here. It is when we are talking about the Joint State Public Service Commission, they are constituted by the Parliament, and resolution to this effect has to be passed by the state legislature of the concerned states. Okay, and constitution creates Union Public Service Commission and the State Public Service Commission directly, and Joint State Public Service Commission are created by Parliament using a law. That is why these are statutory bodies and not constitutional bodies. When we are talking about the suspension or the removal of the members, that is done by the president. Okay, now moving further. Question number 22. Under which provision Madhya Pradesh Public Service Commission has been constituted? Okay, section 118 clause 2 of State Reorganization Act 1956, section 118 clause 3, section 118 clause 1, section 116 clause 4. Okay, so when we are talking about the particular statute or the rule, that is section 118 clause 3, through which MPPSC is constituted. Okay, so here you can see article 315 of the constitution and the section 118 clause 3 of the State Reorganization Act is responsible for the formation of the Madhya Pradesh Public Service Commission by the order of President on the recommendation of the Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, I hope this is clear. It was founded on 1st November 1956, which we have already seen, and Sri D.V. Rege was appointed as the first chairman of the Madhya Pradesh Public Service Commission. Please remember this particular fact. Now, moving further, question number 23. What was the real name of national poet Bal Kavi Bairagi? Jugal Das, Bal Kishan Das, Tikam Das, Nandaram Das. So when we are talking about Bal Kavi Bairagi, the real name was Nandaram Das. Okay. The real name of the national poet Bal Kavi Bairagi was Nandaram Das, and he was born on 13th of February 1931 in Manasa. And from 1998 to 2004, he was a member of Indian Parliament as well from Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Now, moving further, question number 24. In which city of Madhya Pradesh the parikrama of 7 seas, 9 Narayanas and 84 Mahadevas is completed? Amarkantak, Chitrakoot, Omkareshwar, Ujjain. So option D is your right answer, Ujjain. Okay. Ujjain otherwise also has a very religious value in India. Ujjain is where parikrama of 7 seas, 9 Narayans and 8 Mahadevas is completed. Ujjain is famous for the Mahakaleshwar, Jyotirling and Kumbh Mela. Okay. Now moving further, question number 25. The poet of King Bhoj who accepted Jainism was Granthpal, Rajpal, Mahipal, Dhanpal. Option D is your right answer, Dhanpal. Dhanpal was the one, he was a poet of King Bhoj and he actually converted himself to Jainism, and he also got the title of Kavishwar by King Bhoj. Okay. Now, question number 26. It was also ancient name of the famous tourist destination Sanchi, Taknam, Vetravati, Bensagari and Deshapura. Okay, so when we are talking about the Sanchi, you know that Sanchi is famous for stupas, etc. So Kaknam was the ancient name for Sanchi. Okay, option A is your right answer. Sanchi, world famous tourist destination known as Kaknan in ancient time. It is famous for being one of oldest and most important Buddhist stupa built by King Ashoka. So please remember that it was built by King Ashoka. Question number 27 says that what was the actual name of Tantya Bhil? Okay, Tatya Bhil or Tantya Bhil, options are given: Tantya, Ganpat, Bijania and Tandra. So option A is the right answer, Tantya. So basically it is quite obvious here. Okay, he was popularly known as Tantya Bhil or Tantya Mama, was a hero of masses who fought against the British rule. Okay, so that is you can say revolutionary. So please remember the name of this particular person, and he was regarded as the Robin Hood of India, and Britishers framed him as the Kate. Okay. Now question number 28. The hybrid variety of mango developed from the cross of Neelam and Alfonso is Amrapali, Dasheri, Ratna, Badami. Option C is the right answer. When we are talking about the cross of Neelam and Alfonso, it is Ratna. When we are talking about the area where it is quite famous, that is basically Maharashtra and Karnataka. So please remember these areas. This particular variety is famous for the taste and the texture. Question 29. What is the main aim of Janani Suraksha Yojana of National Health Mission? Reducing maternal and the neonatal mortality, to encourage people to use safe sexual methods, to provide pension to widow women, to provide shelter to poor people. By the type of option it was given, it is quite easy question. You can say option A is your right answer, reducing the maternal and the neonatal mortality. Now explanation is given. Janani Suraksha Yojana of the National Health Mission is to reduce the maternal and the neonatal mortality, and the scheme is 100% centrally sponsored and launched in 2005. And when we are talking about this scheme, there is a cash assistant with the delivery and the post-delivery care, irrespective of the age of the mother and the number of child, for giving birth in a government or accredited private health facilities. The aim is to provide for a you can say formal health facilities. Now question number 30. Indian nationalism in the middle of the 19th century was embryonic stage. Was a historian with regard to the fact. When we are talking about this particular fact, that is Indian nationalism in the middle of the 19th century was in embryonic stage, who has actually said this particular fact? So there are two historians, R.C. Mazumdar and Dr. Sen. Okay, so they have said this particular thing. So option A is your right answer over here. Now question number 31. Who speaks of the India's self-reliant social system? The rural system in India is tiny republic. So basically, who has said this particular thing? The rural system in India is a tiny republic. Options are Charles Metcalfe, Bouquet, Mill and Cunningham. So when we are talking about this statement, it was made by Charles Metcalfe. Okay, so here you can say Sir Charles Metcalfe described India's rural system as a tiny republic. He has said that the village communities are little republics having nearly everything they want within themselves, and almost independent of any foreign relations. Now, question number 32. IPv6 protocol defines an IP address of 32-bit, 64-bit, 128-bit, and 256-bit. Okay, so when we are talking about this, IPv, that is basically Internet Protocol version. Okay, so we are talking about the 6th version. Earlier there used to be IPv4, which has some kind of you can say bugs, which has been removed by this, and it is for 128-bit system. Okay, now moving here, you can say IPv addresses consist of 128 bits, and these information is you can say go through this particular information about this IPv6. Okay, now question number 33. It is a method of making automatic prediction about the interest of a user by collecting preferences, social networking, social targeting, collaborative publishing, and collaborative filtering. So when we are talking about this particular process, method of making automatic prediction about the interest of a user, okay, so what kind of interest user will have, on the basis of that they filter the users. So that is basically collaborative filtering. When we are talking about social networking, it is a networking kind of thing where you are meeting people online, you are creating a network of that. So that is basically, you can say, social media kind of thing. So that is social networking. Then when we are talking about social targeting, it is to target a particular audience. Okay, so that is incorrect, that is incorrect. So option D is your right answer. And when we are talking about collaborative publishing, it is talking about publishing that is not related to the automatic predictions. Now here you can say collaborative filtering is a technique used by the recommender systems. Okay, so basically when you see a particular, let's say on a social media site, you search something and afterwards you get the similar results, so something like that it will be happening over here. Okay, now question number 34. Who is the creator of Mughal text 𝐼 Okay, so options are Saki Mustad Khan, Hatim Khan, Kazim Siraji, and Kafi Khan. Okay, so when we are talking about this particular book, it was basically written by Saki Mustad Khan, and he has written all these things about the Aurangzeb Alamgir, and he has given the description of the wars which he has waged. Okay, so here you can say Saki Mustad Khan authored the Mughal text, that is Masir-e-Alamgiri, and it is the collection of the events which has occurred during the reign of Aurangzeb Alamgir. Okay, he was a Mughal emperor and he have waged various wars, and this particular text gives idea about these wars. Okay, now question number 35, which is the last question today. In what context does Panahi or Upnaha mentioned in the medieval Indian history? Option A is cloth, B jewelry, C accommodation, D shoes. So basically when we are talking about Panahi and Upna, these are basically your type of shoes. Okay, so Indian you can say medieval history, they are considered to be shoes. Okay, here Panahi or Upna is the ancient form of footwear, and these are basically, when you are talking about this Naha word, Na means that to tie. Okay, so there used to be various strips which are there to fasten the boot or to tie it. So that is why this is called Upna. Okay, so I hope this is clear. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, have a good day. Thank you and keep revising.
डियर व्यूअर्स, अपने एग्जाम की तैयारी को और बेहतर करने के लिए हमारे चैनल को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना न भूलें।